The success that you have created in your life is proof that conquering binge eating is going to be another milestone that you are soon going to be celebrating. It's really easy to think, will I ever get to a point where I never binge? Will I ever get to a point where I'm just never going to think about food? It's really easy to feel frustrated that you're so successful in so many areas of your life. And then this whole food thing, it's like, why can't I get that? I work with a lot of clients who are very successful in their career. They have a great relationship, great marriage, great family dynamics. And it's like, I've done so well in all these other areas of my life. And it's so frustrating that I just can't get a hold of this food thing. And sometimes it's almost like frustrating when you're successful in so many areas of your life, because it's like, it just doesn't match. It doesn't match the high standards for yourself. It doesn't match who you really are deep down. It doesn't match your commitment level. All of my clients are batshit committed, like batshit consistent, batshit committed. They want to be the best. They are the best. And I reframe the mindset here. So instead of feeling frustrated that you are doing well in so many areas of your life except this whole food thing, you can see it as that is exactly why I am going to conquer binge eating. I'm going to let the success that I have already accomplished in my life be proof that this will be another success in my life. So instead of being frustrated, like, I'm such a great mom and I care so much about my children and I crush it at my career and I've always been successful. Like, why can't I get this whole food thing right? You can see it as, again, this is what I mean by rewiring your brain. This is why my root and rewire process is so efficient and effective. You can rewire your brain to say, hold on. Because I've been so successful in every single area of my life, this is not different. You are going to conquer binge eating without a single doubt because it's who you are. It's who you are. The reason that you are successful in so many areas of your life is because you're committed, you're dedicated, you don't give up, you put in the work, you show up for yourself. You're not like most people. Your health is a top priority. You want to be the best. Like, I remember even being in school and, my friends would, go hang out. And I'm like, I'm going to go to dance class and then I'm going to study my butt off. Or, I am going to, work really hard to get the best job. Like, I wanted to be the best student. I wanted to be the best mom to my future children. Like, I wanted to be the best partner. And I know that you are the exact same. So it's who you are, the qualities that you have, the characteristics of who you are that tell me you're going to conquer. Like, I can literally have a conversation with you for like 30 minutes or like 15 minutes or even like 5 minutes. And right then and there, I can be like, yep, you're going to conquer because you're positive. You don't look at a challenge and say, oh, yeah, well, see, guess I'm not going to conquer. You see a challenge and you're like, okay, that's totally fine. Like, I'm going to overcome this. It's who you are. Even the clients that come into my coaching spaces, it's like, even when they do have a binge, they don't beat themselves up. They're like, okay, that's a great learning lesson. I was just talking to one of my clients inside of Conquer today. We're doing some personalized coaching. And, she was talking about how she had a binge the other day. But instead of beating herself up, she said the next morning, it was a beautiful sunny day. I woke up and I took my kids for breakfast. She did not let a binge define how the rest of her days went. She did not dwell on it. She did not beat herself up. She did not judge herself because that would have created another binge. But instead, she's like, I'm going to rise above this. This isn't who I am. I'm still a badass mom. I'm going to wake up, look outside. It's beautiful outside. I'm going to take advantage. I'm going to take my kids to go out for breakfast. Like, she still continued living her life. She didn't dwell on it. She stayed positive and said, no worries. And you know what she did? And this is the best part about being a client inside of my programs, whether you're inside of the membership, Conquer, the Academy, it's you have so many trainings to refer back to. So she was like, instead of beating myself up, I went into the portal and I watched your training on what to do after a binge. And that literally got me in the right mindset. Like, conquering binge eating could be so much simpler than you think. Again, with the right tools, the proper support, the right trainings to literally plug in at your fingertips. Like, you literally don't have to wonder, like, oh, but like, what do I do now? Like, it's like you literally know exactly what to do. But anyways, who you are determines how successful you are. Like, you've always been somebody who's committed. You've always been a positive person. You've always been like, if I don't understand how to do something, I'm going to figure it out, which is why you get support, which is why you have a coach, which is why you're getting the highest level of support with me. You know, it's no coincidence that, you know, the clients that work with me at the highest level, it's like they see the best results because they're plugged into coaching. They're like, I am not interested in a 20-day program. Like, Lorna, I want high-level coaching with you. I'm so successful in so many areas of my life. I want this to be another success, so I'm going to get the highest level of support. I am so committed, so of course I'm going to also be committed in this. You know, I have high standards for myself, so of course I'm going to get the highest level of coaching with you because that's a standard for me. Like, I don't settle. If something is a problem and I'm binging, like, I'm going to get the highest level of support. I'm going to get the best support. I'm going to work with the best coach, aka Lorna, who's literally conquered binge eating. Like, I don't want to work with anyone else. I want someone who gets me, who has also high standards for themselves. You know? And so it's always a match. You are someone who's committed. You are someone who's dedicated. You have a positive mindset. You always go after what you want. You're not like most people. Your health is a top priority. Conquering binge eating is literally the most important thing for you. And that is how I know you're so successful. Every single one of my clients that comes into my program, they have this mindset. They're positive. They're so committed. Like, they're literally showing up to all the calls. They're asking their questions. They're connecting with other badasses in the community, which is why they conquer. And not just conquer while they're in the program with me. I had a client who messaged me, and she finished working up with me. And I get messages all the time for clients that work with me, you know, 6 months after they're messaging me, like, I'm still binge free, living my life. Like, I can't thank you enough. Like, a year later, 2 years later, people will still message me. Like, I just want to let you know, like, my life is forever changed. Like, my life is still changed because of the work that we did together. But it's because who you are. You were the one that got support. You were the one who showed up. You were the one that put in the work. And so let that literally be proof. Instead of seeing it as like, oh, I'm so frustrated because like my relationship is going so well. My marriage is going so well. My career is going well. But this whole food thing, I can't figure it out. See that as evidence. Oh, well, because I have amazing relationship, because I'm so good at my job, because all these other areas of my life are going well, that is literally proof for why I'm also going to conquer binge eating. You aren't the top at your job. Like, that's not a fluke. No, you worked your freaking butt off to get there. You're not just an incredible mom just because. No, you work for it. Like you care. You have a big heart. You did super well in school because you put in the work, you studied. Like, it's who you are. You've always shown up powerfully for yourself in every single area of your life. You've always been the one to strive to be the best. So don't let the feeling of being frustrated that you're successful in so many areas of your life, except this whole food thing, make you annoyed. Like, flip the switch and say, oh, well, because I've been so successful in so many areas of my life, I am also going to conquer binge eating and be successful with that as well too. And here's the thing. Here's a secret. Okay, I had a conversation with one of my Badass Academy clients, the highest level of coaching with me. And she said, you know, like, how do I fully believe that it's possible for me? And yes, you have to have belief, but you do have belief because, first of all, you would not be listening to this podcast. You wouldn't be a client of mine. Like, if you didn't believe that you can actually change, you wouldn't even be listening to a podcast like this or be in one of my coaching programs. But you don't have to fully believe it yet. All you need to do is look around you and see the evidence for how you've always shown up for yourself, how you've always been massively committed, you've always gone after what you want, and let that be proof that you can also conquer. Again, because it's who you are. Even if you haven't conquered binge eating yet, like, of course, you're not going to fully believe it because you don't have those results yet. But waiting until you're binge free to believe that you can do it, like, that's just not possible. Like, that's just not a thing. So instead, you have to say, okay, well, I've been successful in all these other areas of my life because it's who I've been. And I'm going to use that as evidence for how this is no different. Because it's not different. It's literally not different. And this is why I get so excited when clients message me and they're like, okay, Lorna, I'm ready to work with you. And like, I know that they're going to conquer because I'm like, it's just who they are. Like, you're literally the most incredible human being. And I'm like, yes, you're going to conquer because it's who you are. You're dedicated. You care about your health. It's a top priority. So I just get so excited. I'm like, yeah, you're going to come into the program and you're going to literally friggin' rock it. You know? So when you work with me, you're going to be reminded, like, every single day, how much of a badass you are. And that's going to give you the strength, the power, the momentum to get excited, to be celebrating another milestone in your life. And one day you're going to say, yeah, okay, so I'm successful in all these other all areas of my life, and I've conquered binge eating. Because it's not different. It's not different. The way that you've shown up to get the best job, the way that you've shown up as a mom, the way you've shown up in your relationship is proof that you can also conquer binge eating. So flip the switch. Don't get annoyed. Don't get frustrated. I'm so successful in all these other areas of my life. Like, why can't I figure out the whole food thing? Like, flip the freaking switch. Because I've been so successful in all these other areas of my life, that is literally proof for why I can conquer binge eating and get so freaking excited. And especially when you're inside of my mentorship coaching, you're inside of my programs, like, you will feel this momentum because everyone else is just as committed as you. And that's the thing about my badass community. Like, these are not just like random women. Like, these are badasses, people who care so deeply about conquering. It's the top priority. They care so much about their health. They put in the work. And when you're surrounded by other top badasses, you rise. You rise. Everyone's lifting you up. Everyone's literally conquering. And, you know, I've had new people join the programs and they're like, whoa, like, this group is amazing. Like, and they get connected with people that have been working with me for, 6 months or a year, and they get connected. They're like, oh my gosh, like, this is amazing. I don't just see Lorna conquering, but wow, it's so incredible to see that you're literally conquering as well too. Like, that gives me proof, again, more evidence that I can do this as well too. So when you're ready for that, send me a message on my Instagram, and I cannot wait to support you in making conquering binge eating another massive success in your life.